Hi, this is Kirk with Forex Strategy Secrets, and what we're going to be talking about today is three important numbers, and these are secret numbers. Maybe it's one of the secrets to Forex Strategy Secrets. If you know how to find these numbers, you're going to have a better chance of being successful in the Forex market. Do you have to know all? There are three formulas here, mathematical formulas at the bottom. Do you have to know what these are? I know some of you really know what they are, but I have no clue as to what they are. The only thing that makes any sense to me is r to the second power and e to the x power. Those kind of ring a bell to me. Other than that, I have no clue. It's really not that difficult. Using the three numbers, you can tell at a glance that with 90 to 95% confidence that a trade will be successful or not. And the three secret numbers combine to create simply a powerful tool. You can have one number or two of the three numbers and you still don't have anything. You need all three numbers to make a three-digit number to really have a simple and powerful tool. By using these three numbers, you get step-by-step instruction going from start to finish. So from starting to take a trade until it's time to get into the trade. Now these are some of my favorite numbers. These are the numbers that I like. You notice there's one that starts with the 2, 35. The rest start with the 3. And go 2 5s or 3 4s, 3 5s. The key would be, I don't like if it's 5 in the first position. That tells me something. It tells me that trade may have gone too long. Yes, there might be some pips left there, but it's not going to be a big long move. It's exhausted. So I like the 3s and the 2s to be in this first column. The others can be mixed or variable. You can still have a good chance for a profitable trade. Okay, right here, for example, here's 3 time frames. You need 3 time frames to get the 3 numbers you're looking for. So it'd be a number here, and then a number here, and there's not a number here. So you don't have 3 numbers in that case. So that doesn't really grade out or score properly. Now this is what that trade ended up doing that we saw. On this line, this is where it didn't score. Over here it did score. And so this is on a 4-hour chart, and that would have given you a good number to be able to take, and there were 70 pips involved in that. And so that's how you can score and grade and keep you out of the trade so you don't have to go through this retracement area. Okay, here's another trade that was taken. This is an actual trade that one of our students took. Now they did this trade prior to, before we even came out of how to grade the trades. Okay, right here, they took the trade. Yes, it still turned out to be profitable. It was 228 pips. Yes, that's a great trade. But they had to suffer this 73 pip drawdown. How many of you would have the patience to suffer that kind of a drawdown and then take the trade? In the next slide over, you can see that here on this green line, that would have been the place that you would wanted to enter the trade. And where this horizontal green line is, you can see where it is over here. See how much better position you got in than over here, and it graded out properly. Then that would be the way you'd want to take that trade. Then you would have not had the drawdown and still had a great trade. And you would actually have made 260 pips rather than the 228. So where can you find these secret numbers? You have to create them. You have to look at 3 different situations to find out the 3 numbers. Very easily done. And it's called the trade grader. Now the trade grader is part of our nth degree trading system. The trade score is part of Launchpad, and that's how you get the numbers to see whether you want to take a high probability trade. Now 3 parts of our home study course are the Jumpstart Launchpad and the nth degree. Now we're going to go through here a little bit and tell you what happens in each of these parts of the course. So there's a trend identification and trend direction changes, multiple entry and exit signals. You get maximized earning potential, high probability trades. That's where getting your 3 numbers can help out. Develop your trading skills. That's fine-tuning by grading your trades. And you can do this quickly. If you can look and give a grade, then know it's a high probability trade. That's going to get you up to speed quickly rather than wondering if it's going to work. We're going to go through each of these areas quickly. The trend direction changes. One key thing. Do you know what an early bird is? An early bird alert is not a total trend, but it's a trend direction change. That's when your first heads up, oh, there might be a trend direction change taking place. And there's multiple ways to identify these things. CDC at the bottom, it stands for, this helps to help us find directional trend changes in a currency. Okay, so you'll learn to recognize market divergence and high probability trend reversal patterns. That's what the CDC stands for, is divergence or convergence or congruence for reversal patterns. Here is an example of a reversal pattern. You see the blue line going up on top and the blue line on the indicator going up. That says it's congruent. The momentum's going the same way that the market is going, so that's the way you would most likely want to trade. You continue trading that way until right over here when the momentum slows up and the price is still going higher. Right there. That's an early bird. That's an example of an early bird, and that's also divergence. Now you can from there grade out that trade from this higher time frame, and you can time some really good entries that way. Okay, and identify the market is going to change, when the market's going to change directions. Here is a line that says the market's going to change directions. So you knew right here, before you even saw what took place, yes, it came down a little bit, tried to retrace, and then it actually went down and had a good move in that other direction. So that's where it changed directions. And this setup tells you that that's going to take place. And then you grade the trade from there. So use 3 time frames to get the numbers. Multiple entry signals. So use 3 time frames and to get the multiple signals. That's 3 signals. If you get 2 of the 3, it doesn't work. It doesn't make a difference whether it's the middle one, the first one, or the third one. If you don't have all 3, it's not going to work. Okay, here's some areas where if you were to grade a trade, this could be the larger time frame or it could be the smaller time frame. But you can see how the early birds tell you when to get in, when to get out, and heads up, start grading the trade from there. Remember early bird, that's one of the keys to knowing when to start grading a trade. Use 3 numbers for the highest potential trades. Now you can have a trading plan, so you might put in a trading plan. I will only take numbers that start with a 2 or a 3. There's no such thing as a 1 in your first number. And you take 5s, well, it's gone too far, so you can put that in your trading rules. You can keep a journal of these things. That's graded out properly. I took the trade. And then you can learn how to trade that way. You can get some simulated trading and learn how to grade these numbers very quickly. Now, right here, one thing that I want you to add into this chart. We made this chart up way before, and you can actually handwrite it in and say, graded trade properly. And then you can mark every time you took a trade that was graded properly. Down here you put a hash mark. If you get a bunch of marks in that area, that means that's probably going to be one of your strengths and not one of your weaknesses. And then use exit signals. So you can grade the signals to get in and proper exits to get out. And that's how you can use. This is a very simple way to track your performance. You don't have to have 15 pages of notes written out as to how you're going to be trading. Just know that this is what you want to have, and you have a couple of sentences to get you started for those of us who don't like to keep a lot of detailed notes. I don't mind this kind of notes. Okay, right here, high probability trades. Knowing the 3 numbers puts you on a path to find high probability trades. A path means you're creating a watch list. That's the beginning of your path. You're watching to see if that's a path you want to take. You got 5 alarm trades. That's one of the numbers you want to have. It's preferably that number if it's in the 3rd place. You can't have a 4. A 5 is even better. And those are the things you want to start looking at. And you can go from the bottom up or the top down. Right here is an example of a 5 alarm trade. There's 5 indicators telling you that the direction of that trend is going to take short trades. If you went back and looked at all the time frames, you'd probably find that graded out properly as well, but that received a grade of 5. So you can start with a smaller time frame. What if you see a 5 alarm trade on a smaller time frame? Then you'd go backwards. You go to the 2 larger time frames and see if they match up. If they do, it's time to probably take a trade. Or you can get the first signal on a larger time frame, and if everything lines up and you get a 5 alarm trade on a smaller time frame, that could be time to enter. That's one of the tools and sequences of making a watch list. Multiple time frames. Okay, here's just an example of a larger time frame and the same mark on a smaller time frame, and that was a good 5 alarm trade, and that would have graded out right. This received a grade of 3, received a grade of 5. That was a good high probability trade. You knew that as soon as you looked at it, that was going to be, but you have to look at a couple of charts. Sideways markets. How do you trade sideways markets? On a larger time frame, here's a key. Now, by the looks of what I've shown here, this was coming down, went sideways, and then continued down. But a counter trend trade on a larger time frame, you have a channel here. So this, if this is a day chart, this channel is probably over 100 pips long. Early bird. So there's an early bird right there. We'll show you examples of other early birds. There's another early bird saying heads up, it's breaking out and going down. Here's the key right here. It didn't break above that line, so you can start drawing that line clear back over in here, and right there for sure it confirms. But when it breaks above or below that line, you can find a good grade right there. You know whether that's a good breakout point or not. So here's that in a smaller time frame. This is what that sideways market looks like. If you didn't want to trade over here, that's okay, but trade over here because the major move is down. These are 80 to 100 pip moves in this particular example. So if you know which time frames to use and to grade trades, you can really be on top of things. Okay, let's if you're going to develop your trading skills, you'll develop more accuracy by using 3 numbers. If you get the 3 numbers that match up, you're very accurate, and your skills will come along and say, boom, that grades out. No, that doesn't. I'm going to wait. And then you can trade more currency pairs by knowing how to grade one currency pair. Then I'll show you in a minute how to find other trades. Be very easy to grade as well. Here's an example of a trade. If you had taken this trade, just one entry up here, one close down here, 150 pips. But if you had graded and continued to grade and continued to grade the trade as it kept on maturing and developing, you could have made over 400 pips in that same trade because there were no exit signals right here using all of the indicators. If you just use one indicator, yes, there was an exit, re-entry, exit, re-entry. But why not just leave these trades on and add to them, or place additional trades on that same currency pair? Here's what I was going to tell you about. I said, how do you find additional places, currencies to trade? Say you pick anything that has the pound or the euro in it. Then when you see one of the euro pairs move, then you know that there might be other euro pairs moving. If the euro pairs are moving, many times the pound pairs are moving. And so you could find 2 or 3 pound pairs. And so you could find maybe 5 currency pairs that are moving, if not 7 or 8, out of this list once you see 1 or 2 of them moving. Okay, then if you know how to grade those trades, you see that, hey, that's moving, it grades good, boom, I'm in. It's moving, it's not grading right, I'm going to wait on that one. And you can just go very quickly and find multiple trades quickly in the direction of the way things are trading. So use that technique. The same currency pair grouping, when one starts to move or 2 start to move, generally there's going to be several. In many cases, all of that currency pair is moving in some degree or another. So you learn how to use these trading tools that we talked about, grading trades and knowing when the trend is coming to a close, when it's changing directions, whether it's continuing or not. So this will help you to find the trades, when to exit trades. You do it in less time and with less emotion. Using the 3 numbers, it's grading again. You have to use this in conjunction with larger time frames. You'll be able to learn how to trade while working a full-time job, because you can grade them quickly. When you don't have a lot of time, you can grade them and know that you're going to be in or out. And if it grades the 2 parts grade, you wait until that last grade happens. And many times it'll happen when you are in front of the computer. Sometimes it doesn't, but enough times it will. You'll be able to get some good trades by grading the trades with the 3 numbers. and we can show you how to get the experience in 30 days, 1 year experience in a short period of time by using the grading system. There's a whole lot more to it, but the grading is going to be the foundation of what you're wanting to do. Just a quick review. Market trend direction changes, high probability trades you can find quickly. Trade the safest part of the market. That's if you grade out, it'll put you in the safest part of the market. And spot the trades that are setting up. See, it grades partially. Oh, that's a setup. And you get the heads up on an early entry point. So you can still get a good grade, but it might be 3 time frames into it. You still might want to take the trade. But if you have it on a watch list or grading it early on, you can get a good heads up on that. Okay, accelerate your way to trading profits with our 3-part course. Now each part builds upon the previous part. Everyone here has access to Jumpstart. That's one thing we share with people so they can kind of get an idea of what they want to do. Then the whole course is that the Launchpad course builds upon what you learned in Jumpstart, and the Nth Degree course builds upon what you learned in Launchpad. And so it's not taking one and 3 separate parts and you have to learn new things. No, you build the skills as you're going along. That can happen very quickly. In 30 days you can really have a good foundation if you learn how to grade those trades and score them properly. We have found that it's important for traders to have, if they're going to have success, to get up to speed quickly, and that's what we've designed, is this grading system to get you up to speed quickly. You can get a lot of experience in a short amount of time with less effort. So you'll notice that each part of our courses, when you get involved, they have an accelerated portion of the course. Now this is the beginning. Once you do that first, get a very quick overview, a good grasp of the concepts, and then you can go back and hit all the detail in the main part of the course, and that way we can get you up to speed quickly so you can actually be taking trades with this in a few days. We have other tools that help you. The alerts, the Norwood alert, trend alert, early bird alert, and then stops, the early bird stop and the Norwood trailing stop. Now with this package of tools, then things are brought to your attention. Here's an example of the Norwood alert, a little arrow right here. This is a larger time frame, and this right here was what the larger time frame said, hey, it's going up. But for the smaller time frame, it took 3 or 4 periods of time before you got that alert. Okay, now that's what the alert is, not to automatically take a trade. It says, now grade me. See if I'm good enough to take a trade on. Not all alerts are going to be good. This alert probably was not good right here because the trend is up. This was just a little retracement. Yes, it said, hey, heads up, do I want to get out? And you can check that, see if it is better to get out or to stay in. This is the trend alert. You can see, look at this trend going on here. When you get things set up, that's another way of looking at things. You can really glance here and see what trading the direction of the trend of the day. Look for 1s or 2s in the day. This means right here, that's a heads up. 15 days in the same direction. I think there's a good chance that may be wanting to turn and go back the other direction. Look what the smaller time frames are telling you, that that's probably what's going to happen. And so you can grade your trade based on knowing that information as well. The early bird, this is the big one I've talked about right there, the color change. I've pointed that out a couple of times. This is what it looks like without knowing what's going on. That says, hey, come and look. Grade me out. See if I get a grade. And then if I don't, will I get a grade in the next column? If you do, then that's a trade that you can start looking to take a position going short in this case. If it doesn't grade out right, then it keeps you out of trades that you should not be in. And here's a little thing that pops up. It gives you the time and the price at which that alert went off. If you're not right there, you can look back and see, well, that was not too long ago. Or it was too long ago, it's not a good alert anymore. So the alerts and the stops make it possible for you to spend more time looking for new positions. You want to just get 1 or 2 and then not have time to look at the others, and less time managing trades. Get them, put them on, let the tools help manage them, and you start looking for more trades. And trading will be more exciting to you, and you'll find that it'll be happening with less stress. Now, there are 2 major mistakes that most traders make, especially in the beginning, and if you overcome these 2 things, then you'll get skills more quickly, allowing trades to run too long that are going negative. So that's what you want to overcome, is close them out quickly. Get out of a losing trade, knowing when the grade can actually change. Hey, this is not a good grade anymore. It's totally changed. I'm going to get out of this trade. And cutting your winning trades too short. That's what a lot of people will do. If it's still grading out, stay in the trade. Let the exit signals take care of that. Now, the alerts and the automated stops help you to solve these two major problems. You can help your losing trades to be cut short and your winning trades to run longer by using tools. And so you're going to find that there are small wins, small losses, and large wins. Large losses are not something you'll suffer anymore if you have these other two tools and use them in relation to the grading system. Along with the alerts, you're also going to give lifetime access to the trading rooms. Now, this is really a tool that's kind of interesting. What if you're able to talk to people? Those people that will talk to us through typing or voice, they seem to learn faster and become better traders sooner. If they don't ever ask any questions, then we can't help them because they may be doing something that's just they're not quite catching on, and those that we can explain it to, they seem to get along pretty good. So lifetime access to this group, having 3 days per week in the U.S. trading room and 5 days per week in the European trading room. That's a lot of time with other traders. There is the inner circle as well, but these are things that come with the Launchpad Nth Degree. Things that happen in the trading. You analyze trades together. Trades are brought to your attention by the signals, indications, and other people in the trading group, and you will bring trades to them. Watch lists are created so that you can keep track of that later on during your trading time and trading sessions. And also, we have a good time. We laugh and talk about a whole bunch of things, and a lot of good information transpires there. So key points. More trades, take more trades, and you'll make more profits. That's a chance, the better chance of winning if you do that concept. Learn to trust the indicators. Learn to trust those grades. Grade some trades. What if you graded one wrong? Hey, you'll learn quickly. Hey, the whole thing's all messed up. I don't like that. Get out of the trade. You'll pay to have more pairs, and we showed you how to do that to maximize your profits, how to find more trades. We've already showed you that in this. That's just a part of our course, and we brought you. You'll have that confirmed later on in the material. Our system shows you how to spend less time in front of the charts, trade with more confidence, less negative emotion. Trades come to you, and you can sleep without worries because you manage the trade properly. What if it goes 50 pips in your favor and comes back and closes you out with a 20 pips profit? Is that good? Great. Yes, it is. You did not take a loss, and you had a chance to sleep, and you take more trades. Take a bunch of 20 pip trades. Take like 3 20-pip trades or one 40-pip trade you stayed up all night for. You're going to win more in the long run by letting the tools work for you and grading those trades out properly. So this trade grading helps you to, and find those 3 numbers, to become a disciplined, mechanical, and a consistent trader. You see how that would develop consistency, knowing how to grade the numbers. And if you only accept certain numbers, that's where you can really become consistent and mechanical. So all the things we've talked about in the Launchpad Nth Degree course are the accelerated course. That's just the advanced portion, or the first portion of each of these courses has an accelerated portion of that portion of the course. U.S. and European trading rooms, trade scorer in Launchpad, trade grader in Nth Degree. A little bit different, but the same principle. It helps you to find the high probability trades. And we have a whole bunch of coaching webinars that we've done on topics that people wanted to know more about in the Launchpad Nth Degree. That's included. We've actually, instead of charging people for that, we've actually put it in the course. So we felt like, yes, these are things that we did extra, that people were asking us questions, and there's a lot of hours of recordings there to enhance your trading education. And the trading labs, there's also some trading labs that we had conversations with traders, and we taught little concepts. And to the combination of this, there's a lot of material in addition to the regular course material. And the psychology of trading. There's over 7 hours of material here. You may not need all of it, but there's probably one or two topics that may say, oh yes, I may want to take a look at that. That's going to be good. That's included because we want you to feel good about and feel confident about what you're doing in the program. There's 60-day trial of the alerts, these alerts packages we talked about. Okay, here's one thing I want you to be aware of. There's a lot of material here. Now, what are you going to do if you get it all? How am I going to learn how to do these alerts also? You do, if you let us know ahead of time and say, I would like to postpone my trial for a short period of time until I've had a chance to go through the material and then start your 6-day trials, you can do that too. And I suggest that's probably a fantastic way to do it, rather than getting all this stuff and put the alerts on and you don't know how to use them and you're frustrated and say the whole thing doesn't work. Go through it systematically and you'll find tremendous success and learn how to grade first. The trade grading comes in your first hour of your course. So that's and the trade scoring. So that's how early on we want you to get up to speed. So we've talked now about building a foundation. This is the winning successful trading foundation is what we've been talking about so far. There's a lot more to trading than what is here, but this will take you to making a lot of money and being successful. So we've talked about all these things are included, and the price was $497. That's what many people have paid for this. But this webinar today, we're going to share this material with you for $397. That's a pretty good discount. A lot of material here that's sold for a lot of money. The psychology trading course was extremely beneficial for people. We used to sell it by itself for hundreds of dollars, but we felt like it was better to put in the course, so we don't even tell you what the retail price would have been with that. We just tell you what the course was. So $397, that is a fantastic price for all you're getting. All the interaction with other traders, access to tools that work right off the bat. So if you like what you see, here's the link in the blue. So you can copy this link, put it into a browser, push enter, and then it'll take you right to the place where you can fill out the order form on for the Launchpad and Nth Degree, our whole trading course. We do have a guarantee on the material, and if you have any questions, you can check with Michael at forexstrategysecrets.com, or you can call him. Either way, leave a contact number through Skype, a phone number, an email, and he'll get back to you and help answer your questions.
After the 60-day trial of the alerts, what will the price of the alerts and the indicators be at that point?
I think it's $79.97 per month. And if you break that down and take more than one trade every other day, they can pay for themselves very quickly. If we suggest you take several trades per day, and even if you're trading 25 cents or 50 cents per trade, it doesn't take long to cover that. Once you start really learning how to use them, then that's only a few trades, more than covers for the cost of the alerts. Is it possible for the average trader to make 10% monthly on their initial investment? Yes, it is. But I would say learn how to do it on a demo account first where there's no money. Once you're making more than 10%, 10-15% in a demo account, then you know that you have the confidence to do it in a live account. It is very possible. Don't expect it to happen your first 30 days. If it does, you're probably in trouble because you'll get false self-confidence. If it happens anytime after the first 30 days, we have a lot of educational webinars as well. So be sure and come to those. If you're in question as to whether something's educational or not, send us an email. Say, is this educational? If it's not clear in the email. And be sure to attend those. Those are free, and that'll help you learn something. We have a great system. It's not the only system. It may not even be the best system. It's one of the better systems. And the reason I know that is because hundreds of people have told us that it has been one of the best things and easiest for them to trade after having spent years doing 3 or 4 or 5 other systems. This one was the one that made the difference for them. Others have used it, left, used other systems, and come back and said, why did I ever leave? This is the easiest thing that I've seen. Okay, saying that on the smaller time frame, it says that the direction of the trend is changing, but the larger time frame saying it's going the opposite direction. Is what that's really telling you is this is just a little retracement in the smaller time frame. The larger trend is probably the one that you want to pay heavy attention to. If the indicators do not say on the larger time frame there's changing directions, this is just a little hesitation or a little counter trend trade or reversal. So the key is let it retrace. Don't try and trade it unless you're really experienced or want to figure out how to do it. It can be done, but there's less pips and a lot of work. Wait until it turns and grades out properly, going in the same direction as the larger time frame. That's where you're going to make some of your bigger pips. Is not trying to worry about these counter trend trades on a 1 hour chart when the day still says it's just flying up. Take that as a retracement, and that when it turns and goes in the same direction, when the day 4 hour and 1 hour, or the 4 hour, 1 hour and 30 minute are all headed in the same direction, that's when you get good grades, and that's when you get high probability trades.
One of my interpretations of Simon's question is he might be recognizing that that's a little counter trend move. Can you still score it, take it, trade it if it scores out on 3 smaller time frames?
Right. So if you say that the day, the 4 hours is still going long, but the 1 hour, 30, and the 15 say that you could probably take a few pips going that direction, counter trend, try it. You'll find you'll be able to pick up some pips. Don't expect it to go hundreds of pips, but if you get a good number of pips, just manage it closely so your stops are not too far out. And once you get comfortable with that on a demo account, yes, you'll actually start making some pips there as well.
Kirk, I've gotten used to the indicators actually sharing with me whether or not it's a true trend reversal or just a little counter trend retracement. And my experience, Simon, personally, has been that the counter trend trading, if the day and the week, the 4 hour have got the trend going long and you're trading short, your dollars per hour won on shorts taken when those larger time frames are long, you make money at the rate of about 25% of what you would if you were trading with the trend. That makes sense.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
It just, it's approximately 25 to 30% of the hourly rate, and it's because it's resisting, most of the moves. That's not always true. Sometimes they'll take a quick retracement and you'll make as much in just a few minutes, with a counter trend trade as you have over the last few hours. But those are rare exceptions. Looking at the big picture, trading year in and year out, 25%, 25 to 30% max is the hourly rate of trading against the trend.
Does the system use Fibonacci's? The part that we shared with you today does not use Fibonacci's. The Fibonacci, we have a course on the Fibonacci's and we use the Fibonacci's, but it's not included in the basic course. The nth degree is all the indicators you're going to get. The Fibonacci's is a fantastic tool to find profit targets, whether it's a retracement or a continuation. So we do like to use the Fibonacci's, but it's not part of what you see here. If you want that, talk to Michael. He can work something out to make sure that you can get that part of the package also. Yes, I get a lot of comments that they say, oh, Michael just helped me out so much. Now I know where I'm supposed to go. I got some goals. I got some direction. And so just let him know how much I appreciate it, even though they've told him already how much they appreciate it. So he's helping a lot of people, but you got to talk to him or else he can't help you. Well, Michael is in his own right a good trader. You're not talking to someone that hasn't pulled the button and replaced a few trades.
Lots of time.
But we have a program called the Inner Circle, and that's where a group of traders that are really serious about it, they can meet all day long and talk to one another, and they share things. That's in addition to the trading rooms. So if you want to get in the Inner Circle, then talk to Michael about that as well, and we can set up a plan as to how you can achieve that. You can't just buy the product and automatically jump in. It's not a place they're going to teach you how to find and grade trades. That's where you spend a month or so getting the material, and then you can get in there and actually be one of the participants, not just in there asking and taking a lot of their time, their trading time, saying, well, what is this, what is that, what is this? Well, if you watch video 7 verse module 3, that would answer that question. Well, if you haven't gone through that, then that's why you can't get in there just automatically. You have to reach a certain level of criteria. Then people make trades all the time. They'll say, oh yeah, I took this trade because of the inner circle. I took this trade because of what we talked about. I got out of that trade. That saved me some pips. And they'll hear people say, thanks for the heads up. Thanks for letting me know about that. Oh yeah, I think I'm going to get in that too. Or, man, I'm going to get out of that trade. That thing is exhausted. So that's a lot of fun things that in the community, the people that we can talk to.